Why is it not on? Huh? It is not connected. That was easy. We're writing the coordinates for RAPT. On page 346. Okay, what's R? A, P, and T? Good. Okay, we're doing a 180-degree turn. Does it matter, guys, if it's counterclockwise or clockwise when you do a 180? No. Look, y'all look, we're in quadrant 4. I want everybody to look up here. If I'm in quadrant 4 and I'm doing a 180, everybody look. If I go clockwise, I mean counterclockwise, no, let's do clockwise first. I'm going to go 90, 90. So I'd be there in quadrant 2. Okay? If I go counterclockwise, I'm going to go 90, 90, be in quadrant 2. So a 180-degree turn doesn't matter if you're doing clockwise or counterclockwise. Doesn't matter. Okay. So what do we just discover or decide on a 180? What do you do? On a 180, what do we do? Well, you can move it either way, but what do I do with the coordinate? Okay. Listen, let's just say one little thing. What did I just tell you on a 180 to do? I said 2 words or 3 words. Switch the signs. That's all you need to remember on a 180. Switch the signs. Switch the signs. Flip the signs, however you want to say it. So what is this going to be? Negative 2, 2. Come on, people. Switch the signs. Negative 6, 2. Negative 7, 5. Negative 2, 5. Let's go graph it. Negative 2, 2. Okay? What are you thinking? You got it? Does it look like a 180-degree turn? Is it upside down? Yes. It's just upside down. But not reflected. I mean, not, it's upside down, but it's turned. Okay, does everybody get that? All right, look on 347. Cover up the words on the bottom. Cover up the words. Look at the bottom. Right here, the bottom picture. Let's do B. Put B and B prime here. What's the coordinate for B? negative 2, 3. Write down B prime. Everybody write down B prime. What is B prime? I should have heard everybody, huh? You think? So, what happened here? What do you notice about the numbers? They switched, didn't they? Well, let's don't worry about the signs right now. Let's just look at the numbers. What happened to the numbers? They switched, so it's going to be 90 degree or 270. It's going to be 90 or 270 because we switched the numbers. Now, if you notice, the pre-image is in quadrant 1 and 2. So you need to look at the points, individual points, okay? B went from here, quadrant 2, to quadrant 1. This way. What is that way? Clockwise. So it went 90 degree clockwise. True? 90 degree clockwise. It went from quadrant 2 to quadrant 1. 90 degree clockwise. If you go from one quadrant to the next, then that's 90 degree. But could I go this way, counterclockwise, 90, 90, and 90 would be 270, wouldn't it? Counterclockwise. So really, I need to know that I could do either one. So it went 90 degree clockwise, or it went 90 degree counterclockwise. Does that make sense? Are you getting this? Okay, look on 348. It says to graph the image of on these three things over here, but it makes it really messy. So we're only going to graph one. We're going to graph 8. The other two, we're just going to do the coordinates. So what I need you to do right now, so we don't have to keep doing them over and over, write AB, then scoot way over here and put CD. Okay? Let's do coordinates for A. What's A? Oh, that makes it easy. B, C, 4, 2, huh? C is 4, 2. And D is 3, 0. 3, 0. Okay, we're going to do a 180. Okay, we're in quadrant 1 right now. We're going to do a 180. What do I do on a 180? Switch the signs. Switch the signs. That's all you need to remember. Switch the signs. So, are we going to switch the signs here? Nothing to switch, are we? -1, -2. -4, -2. -3, 0. You don't do anything when it's a 0. Leave the zeros alone. You're just going to switch the signs. That's all you're doing. Switch the signs. Okay? That's a 180. Easy? 180. Switch the signs. That's all you're doing. Okay, now we're going to do a 270 clockwise. So let's think about this a minute. We're in 1. We're going to go clockwise. So we're going to go this way, aren't we? So we're going to go to 2. That's 90. 90. That's You got to know what you're ending up in. Put a 2 up here. Oh, and write 270. We're doing 270. Quadrant 2. What do I do on a 270? Switch the numbers. So, 0, 0 obviously is 0, 0. I'm going to flip the numbers. That's going to be 2, 1. I'm in quadrant 2. Negative 2, 1. Why is it negative 2, 1? Negative then positive in quadrant 2. Okay, on C, that's going to be what? Negative 2, 4. And then D, 0. Just because you're on the y-axis, huh? You're in quadrant 2. So you're not going to come all the way down here. If you're in quadrant 2, you're not going to come all the way down here. That's the tricky one. And you could always graph it to make sure it looked right. We're just not going to graph it. Just trust me. Okay, now we're going to do a number 8. Number 8. We're gonna put it on here. Find the coordinates of point C after a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation, followed by, so we're going to do 2 things. So we're going to take C, which is what coordinate? Let's just put it up here. What's the coordinate for C? 4, 2. So we're going to make a 90-degree turn. When I make a 90-degree excuse me, counterclockwise, where am I going to end up? I'm going to be over here, aren't I? So I'm going to, what do I do on a 90 degree? Flip the sign, flip the numbers. So, and I'm in 2, so it's going to be what? Negative 2, 4. That's C prime. Oh, excuse me. I need to put it down. Now I've got to do a 180 with that point. I'm going to do a 180. So what do I do with the coordinates? 180. With that right there, I'm going to go 2, negative 4. Guys, I'm doing a 180. Switch the signs. So it's going to be 2, negative 4. That's C double prime. So what is the coordinates? 2, negative 4. That's what goes in the blank that I've already written in. That's the answer. 2, negative 4. Okay, we good? Finish this sentence. On a 180-degree turn, you... On a 180-degree rotation, you switch the signs. You switch the signs on a 180-degree rotation. What do you do on a 90 or a 270? Switch the numbers, and then how do you determine whether it's negative or positive? What quadrant you're in. Okay. Everybody, we're going to do 4 and 5, and then we're going to check it. Guys, it says to draw the image, and that's good. If you can, some people can just draw it automatically. They can get it. They know it. They're good. Draw it, but then I want you to I want to see the coordinates also. Go. I'm going to pause it so y'all remind me. Okay, let's check number 4. On number 4, E is 0, 0, F is 3, 0, and G is 0, negative 3. Okay? On a 90 degree, you flip the numbers. Well, 0, 0 doesn't matter. 0, 3, -3, 0. But now we gotta look at the we're doing 90-degree counterclockwise, so I'm gonna end up in quadrant 1. So 0, 0, E and E prime, same thing. 0, 3, that's F prime. So it's not going to be -3, 0, right? Because that'd be way over there. So it's going to have to be 3, 0. You have to use some common sense, people, and know where you're going with it. That one, yes. A lot of people this morning have just been able to draw it without the coordinates. That's why I said that. Okay? So I get that? All right. Look at 180. A is B, C, and D. Okay. On a 180, just switch the signs. That's all you're doing. So -2, -3, -4, -1, -2, 0, 0, -1. There we go. That one was easy. That one was really a little bit easier than that one. On a 180, switch the signs. Okay, look at number 7. Look at number 7. We need to describe the rotation. So let's do, what point you want to use? A, B, or C? Okay, I heard B first. So B is what? 3, -2. And B prime? 2, 3. Okay, so let's look just a minute. We went from B to B prime. B to B prime. So B is in quadrant 4. B prime is quadrant 1. So we could go 90 degrees. What? What's that? Counterclockwise. Okay? 90-degree counterclockwise. Could I do 270 clockwise? 90, 90, 90. Or let's count by 90s. 90, 180, 90, 180, 270. So it could be 270 clockwise. Okay. So everybody get that? Okay. Now look on the next page, 350. I want you to do 14 and 15. Guys, on a 180, why didn't they put clockwise or counterclockwise right there? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if you notice, that's in quadrant 2 and 3. No big deal, is it, on a 180? All you're doing is what? Tell me. Switch the signs. So write the coordinates down and switch the signs. On 15, hey, stop just a minute. On 270, you're doing 270 counterclockwise. Do you notice that one of the points is in a different quadrant? So do the point that's separate. You do it separately. Think about it separately. Okay, do 14 and 15, and then we're going to check it. Pause the video and then turn it back on when you're done with 14 and 15 to check. Wouldn't be good, would it? Okay, A is what? -4, 0. B is, and C and D. Okay, so on a 180, just switch the signs. So it would be 4, 0, 2, -1, 0, 0, 2, 1. So That's going to be C prime. Oh, 4, 0 is A prime. 2, -1 is B prime. And 2, 1 is D prime. Easy? Good. Okay, 15. A, -2, 1, B, and C. Okay, so since we're doing a 270 counterclockwise, so we're going counterclockwise. So A and C are in quadrant 2, so they're going to end up in quadrant 1. A and C are going to be in quadrant 1. But so I'm just going to do a 1 right there for A and C. So we switch the numbers, right? And they're in 1, so it's positive, positive. 4, 2. So 1, 2, that's A prime now. And 4, 2 is C prime. But we got to do B prime. B starts off in 1, so it's going to end up in quadrant, no, in it 4? Quadrant 4. So we're going to switch the numbers around, obviously. But we're going to have 2, it's not 2, 1, it's 2, -1. That's a B. That's a B. Who got both of those right? Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who got the first one right? Okay. Who got this right except for B? You did B wrong. B prime wrong. Okay, but B, did you put it at 2, 1? Well, it didn't make the same shape, did it? Okay, when you do a rotation, is it staying congruent? Yes. Yes. Is the orientation changing? Yes. We hadn't even talked about that. Yes. So, yes and yes. It stays congruent. Changes, well, the orientation changes. Okay, so let's review real quick. Tell me what to do on a 180-degree rotation. Switch the sign. Tell me what to do on a 90 or 270. Flip the numbers, look at the quadrant to determine the sign. And your figure has to stay congruent. Hey, people aren't listening. They have to stay congruent. So you shouldn't have missed. I mean, if you did 2, 1, you should have realized, oh, that doesn't look the same. I did something wrong. So you got to use some common sense on this too. Okay? All right, put your books up.